Hello there everybody and welcome back to another demo review, and today we're going to be looking at one of, if not the best player in the EUL for stage 2 in his debut stage, no less. It is of course Spoit from Rogue, and we're going to be looking back at their Playday 7 matchup against Heroic. There's a couple of rounds that I want to look at. One of his best games of the stage, one of the team's best games of the stage, and there is a reason why this guy is one of the best players going around. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the demo. Here we are then in round 4 of this matchup, and it's one of the first big rounds that Spoit has in this match. Of course, we are a few rounds in now. He's only gotten a single kill, so he's been a little bit cold so far, but he's got an important role in this round. The Mozzie roam on Clubhouse for basement defense, so he needs to do a lot of work in this round. But definitely be getting his miles up, traversing around the map, denying the entry, denying drones, trying to get back to site. So there's a lot of objectives that he's trying to tick off. He's already under quite a bit of pressure here inside of construction. There's a player on the balcony. We're also getting control of CCTV, and Spoit needs to make a decision. Does he stay? Does he drop? He goes for the safer option. So despite not going to get killed, he has wasted at least a minute and a bit. And more importantly, he'll get back to site. And often that's a trade that you are going to have to make on Clubhouse if you're roaming. And it's something that he does pretty well throughout this entire match, is judging when is the best time to go away from a position and what's the best time to try and retain it. And that's honestly one of the big parts of Siege, is making calculated decisions all the time. Every couple of seconds you're making a choice and trying to maximize your performance and the team's performance. A couple of kills do get traded out. Spoit uses that as a cue to get back towards site. Pre-places a Nitro Soul over towards main stairs. There is a Valkyrie on the board, so if there's a camera up in bar, for example, a teammate can make a call on that. Just prepares a couple of angles on site, knocks the chairs, knocks the little coat hanger as well, so you can tuck yourself in the corner. And at the moment, just holding down main stairs. This is a pretty strong position to hold, generally a good angle. Also means he can cut down drones that go down main stairs as well. Spots the Gemini in blue, deals with that. Again, needs to make a decision, just like he did before. Does he stay in moto? Does he rotate? Elects to rotate, at least for now. As another look over towards main, it's a little bit time there on Grizzly, who is allowed to get a pick, so that was probably just a bit of misfortune for him in the round. But he's going to try and make up for that now. He aggresses inside of Church, needs to make a play. Heroic have the advantage, but they have information here, and he swings. Now, there's actually a Vault Cam inside of Armory that was placed there by Kanto in the prep phase. I don't believe at this point in time it was dealt with by Heroic, so they've been, Rogue have been able to call the drop here, and really good initiative there from Spoit to be able to swing and find a kill. Line of sight was opened here actually late in the round by the defense. That's what's being used by Benja to get that first pick, but again, Spoit just has 99 awareness and has a really good sense that's been taking place. Probably a call as well that it was through that particular part of the map. He snaps straight back onto that Yana. Leaves it in a 1 versus 2. As you can see, Cryin really low on HP. Important to remember. And also a long way away from sight. So instead of Spoit immediately trying to take this one, it could be a bit of a 50-50 fight against Uno. Instead buys a little bit more time for Cryin to maybe be in a position for a trade. It is probably unlikely considering how far away he is, but again, Spoit does the correct thing in this situation by drawing out just a couple more seconds to, if in the case he loses the fight, allow Cryin to maybe be in a position to win it out. It's exactly what he does, playing behind this black box position, and just has the awareness to swing it at the perfect moment. That's a triple kill for him in that round, and generally really well played. On to round 7 then, and Spoit plus Yana equals a deadly combo, and you'll see why in the next couple of rounds that we review. He's just so confident, and the big, I think, takeaway from Spoit is his ability to exploit biggest weakness on the map. Starts things out over towards kitchen hallway. He's looking to lock down this rotation. It's that. Can't really teach that. That's just the incredible mechanical skill and reaction times that Spoit has. So does a really good job there to get an opening pick. Obviously incredibly useful now, alleviates some of the pressure from the rest of the team. Now we'll see how does he play the rest of the round. He likes to fall off that hallway, at least for now, and probably waiting for someone to give him a call as to what they want next. Leon gets control over towards dirt, and there seems to be some sort of directive that there's a play to be made over here. Catches Grizzly off guard. He had a Smoke canister in hand, was under pressure from the Montang, and Spoit able to collect that kill. Again, really good mechanical skill, but much like I was talking about earlier, exploiting a weakness on the map. And that's how he's finding a lot of these kills. As often is the case now, for a basement attack, you want to play inside of Secret, inside that blue position to exploit that. And that's where Spoit's going to reposition himself. Now, a couple of kills though go the way of Heroic, and I think in this point of time, Spoit's like, okay, I need to rotate, I need to help a teammate. Better that I regroup with the rest of the team, and I don't think he's thinking there is necessarily wrong, but he elects to actually commit to the play that he originally wanted to do. And honestly, I think in this situation, and as you'll see with hindsight, it was the correct play. Go straight down Secret. No one's behind the generator. I don't know if they have a read as to this being the play. You can see there are drones up. There might be one hidden on the vents, for example, inside of Secret. I'm not too sure, but he has confidence to swing this. Initially misses the shots on the Jaeger, but he gets pinched out by the Montang again, facilitating that play and exploiting that weakness. And then Spoit repositions for the flank watch, knowing that that player is going to come through blue, I presume. Definitely getting a call now from Leon, who's on the Montang. Wins that kill. It is a trade, but it's 4 kills in the round, and each of those, of course, incredibly mechanically gifted and very well played. But outside of Pat's probably the first one, each of them, the defender was on the back foot and was exploited for being in a really weak position. The fun doesn't quite end there for Spoit though, however. He jumps onto the IQ for match point round in this matchup, and at the moment, Rogue are riding a little bit of a high. They have some really good momentum heading in to this round. And we'll see how Spoit uses IQ to his advantage and how he does a good job here in gaining map control. Once again, exploiting weaknesses, finding them, taking advantage of them as quickly and as safely as he can. Looks to get an entry now over towards CCTV. A couple of angles that he needs to be mindful of, but he just sneaks straight past. Often players are going to be hesitant crossing that angle because you have this line of sight he's looking at directly into cache. You also have the shield and the top red setup that can pose a threat. Spoit times his run, gets across, that's going to catch the defense off guard. See what he can actually muster up from this position. And instead of being really aggressive here and feeling like he has to make a kill, he has to make a play, instead he lets the rest of his team set up a little bit. Here we'll just pause it again. You have Leon who's looking to open up exterior cons, so that's going to pressure the con position, meaning that if Spoit swings, he's really taking an unnecessary risk because it's unlikely anyone will be there. And of course, he's expecting a player to still be top red, so he's being very mindful of that and ensuring that he doesn't get caught off guard. Does progress forward, times the Jaeger, plays it well, thinks about taking more control of con, but then just plays it patiently. And again, that's a couple of times now he's been able to sneak past these defensive setups really well without being particularly brazen about it. And that's why he's such a consistent player. That's why he's posted up really, really good numbers this stage, because he's making fantastic plays like this, which have a risk associated to them, but he's minimizing it as much as he possibly can. Now, there's about 60 seconds to go in the round, so he feels the need to get this control. That's what he does. And he'll have a look in towards site, try and scout for a little bit of information here if he can find a pick. Of course, that would be advantage. Still just being a little bit mindful of his flank. Good vigilance. And off the back of that grenade, a little bit of that sound covered. He applies pressure and Kanto gets killed. Thinks about repositioning, but thinks better of it. Leon gets a pick to help out the team. But they still need to be careful in this position. Still quite losable. Grizzly gets that kill there. You have Benja on a boost position at the moment as well. So you can see that both of these players are in positions where they could still clutch out the round quite safely. And as you'll see, Spoit plays it very well in response. Just holding this position at the moment, being mindful that there could be a swing from main stairs, there could be a swing from 90, deals with the default, which can sometimes be overlooked. And then here's that Benja has found Kanto to his left, so he's going to be expecting a player there. Doesn't necessarily expect the boost position. Nonetheless, that hits a really clean shot. And now he'll see that his teammate in Cryan under quite a bit of pressure here from Mattress. What he does is play confidently, play it smart, trades it straight away, and gets another triple. And I think the incredible thing about Spoit is he just makes it look so much easier than it really is. And he does it time and time again. This is really just one example, one map of one play day, but his numbers speak for himself. I'll probably flash them on screen now. It happened throughout the entire stage, and he's only going to get better as he gets more and more experience at this level. So that concludes this demo review. Not a particularly lengthy one, not a particularly in-depth one, but I hope there were some takeaways that you can get from this one. And the main one being that if you want to be an effective entry in Siege, you need to be really consciously and deliberately thinking about your actions and thinking about the opposition's actions. And in doing so, trying to calculate the percentages of if these plays are going to be effective. And if you see a weakness, formulating a plan quickly and being able to deny them. The second point to that is if you have a play, you want to make a play, back yourself in to make it. We saw a couple of times there where Spoit sort of second guessed himself, but only for a second, right? And then he went back to his original plan and actually committed to it, and it worked out. Obviously, not every play is going to work out. You can have a play that's 90% favorable, not always going to win it. But I think if you maximize your chances in the long run, you are going to be improving your game. So with that said, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. As I always say, if you have any recommendations for players, setups, etc., feel free to comment them down below. And I hope to catch you all in the next one.